Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Merciless Vaughn here, back with another Bleach Brave Souls video. And in this one, we're going to be deciding whether you should summon or skip the November end of month banner that will be releasing in less than 24 hours. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, you have been here for a while, please consider subscribing and help me get to 500 subscribers. Now with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, these characters are actually pretty decent. You have Retsu here, who is basically going to be your guild quest unit. So if you're someone that takes guild quests very seriously, she will obviously be good. She also does have an EX move as well. So yeah, characters with EX moves are pretty decent. And you know, she has the increased killer effect, increased damage, and increased frenzy skills while in guild quests. You know, even outside of guild quest, she'll still have frenzy +2, so she'll be, you know, pretty decent outside as well. Not to mention the base full stamina damage boost of 20%, spiritual pressure boost 80%, chance to inflict status elements against all Quincy types, doesn't matter if they're heart, mind, speed, technique, or whatever. Bombardment and weakened defense, that paired together along with the spiritual pressure boost, your soul bomb will be hitting very hard. So even outside of guild quest, she'll be decent, and obviously inside guild quest, she will be better. In this new move here, she is a ranged nat unit. Ranged nat units are very, very good. She does have the gauge effect that is going to give her 100% bruiser and an extra flurry, and she has a base of flurry +1. So with the gauge active, she will have flurry +2. And yeah, not to mention she also does have the enhancer and booster and multi-barrier skills, so her SA2 will be even stronger. It'll just have increased effectiveness with those two skills. And she is going to start off any mission except Brave Battles with 70% of her gauge already filled. And with the Gauge Rampage skill, you'll be filling up that gauge up, you know, pretty often. And her being immune to all status elements is great. So yeah, definitely a very, very strong unit. The only thing that she is missing is the status element attack boost. If she had that, she would definitely be a top 5 unit in the game. I mean, ranged nat units are, like, in my opinion, top 10, but, like, you know, if they really wanted to make her close to being the best, they would have gave her that attack boost. But other than that, yeah, very great character. And this Isane here, she's basically a farming unit, really. She has the enemies defeated gimmick. 20 enemies defeated, she'll be increasing your movement speed. 40 enemies defeated, you'll recover stamina. And at 60 enemies defeated, she'll be giving, you know, the team and the party strong attack damage 20%. And her enemies defeated bonuses are for the entire team and party, so yeah. Super link slot potions +10, which is great, and she also does have the regular link slot potions +5, and she does mean all status elements, and she does have frenzy +2, which is great. Increased status element chance against power attribute enemies, and the spiritual pressure boost 80% is great as well. So yeah, definitely a very strong farming unit that's going to be able to support the party as well with her enemies defeated mechanic. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As for the banner itself, it's actually not bad. I'd say this is one of the better banners that we've had this year, honestly, in my opinion. I think all of these characters here are pretty good. I mean, you got some recent seasonal units here, you got some really older units in here as well. So, yeah. So we can just go ahead and take a quick look at these featured units very fast. Alright, so first up we have this Now here, who's a Technique Stern Reader Killer unit with a Soul Trader Speed Link Slot Potions +5. She's a range unit, weakening on all of her attacks, except her SA3. Her SA3 is a heal. Innate skills, Sprint Terror, Guard Break, Havoc. Berserker 50%, Devastation 60%, Reduce Strong Attack cooldown 12%. Soul Reaper Resonance, basically this Soul Reaper Resonance skill, or just the Resonance skill in general, basically increases the amount of damage your strong attacks do depending on how many Soul Reapers or whatever that affiliation is that you have in your party. It maxes out, I believe, 60%. Increased speed, link slot potions +10. It's +10 because her soul trait is 5 right there, and then her skills it's 5 as well, so it's adding on, so that's why it's 10 here. Increased speed, drop 30%, frenzy +2, and then, you know, increase technique attribute character strong attack damage 20% for the entire party, and also the medic skill, which will just increase the effectiveness of her heal on her SA3. So yeah, overall not a bad unit that you can use in epic raids. Alright, so next is the Future Society Orihime, who is a Technique Soul Reaper killer unit with a soul trait of damage taken minus 21%. Range unit, no status ailment, she has a boost on her SA2. As for her innate skill, sprints her long reach and damage the Soul Reaper. Well, she has a chance to dodge Soul Reaper's attacks 50%. Her bruiser is at 60%, she is immune to paralysis. Flurry plus 1 except in some quest types, Flurry plus 2 and Guild quest here. Increased damage, increased range damage except in some quest types, and then you have the regular increased damage in Guild quest skills right here, increased killer effect and as well as in Guild quest. Sharpshooter, booster, enhancer, they increase the effectiveness of her SA2, poise, and increased technique character attribute, normal attack damage 20%. So yeah, just a pretty decent range nat unit that you can use for the range week of Guild quest. Alright, so we have the Future Society Notoria here, who is a Heart Quincy killer unit with a soul trait of Super Mind League Slot Potions plus 5. Melee unit, lacerate on all of his attacks, innate skills, Sprinter, Guard Break, Havoc. Berserker, 40%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%. He is immune to all status ailments, which is great. Increase Super Mind League Slot Potions plus 10 here. Like I mentioned earlier, it's plus 10 because the soul trait is 5 and in his skills it's plus 5, so that's why it's plus 10 here. And in the regular link slot potion is plus 5. Frenzy plus 2, Defibrillator plus 2 seconds, increased status summon chance against mind attribute enemies, damage lacerated enemies 60%, and the spiritual pressure boost 80%. So if you're just someone that needs, like, you know, just to farm some super pots or pots in general, yeah, this will be another great unit that you can use. Alright, so we have this Momo here, who is a Mind Soul Reaper killer unit with a Heart Droplet drop plus 30%. Range unit, no status summons, boost on her SA2, innate skills, sprints her Havoc, and a chance to dodge Soul Reaper damage 50%. Berserker, 60%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%, she's immune to all status elements. Increase Heart Droplets plus 10, increase Heart Droplet drop 50%. Frenzy plus 1, increase damage to enemies not affected by an ailment 100%. Enhancer, booster, and guard break. So if you're someone that needs droplets, this is a unit that you can use to farm those. Alright, so now we have the Mashiro here, who is a power unit with the Human Killer. Soul trait, Super Technique, Link Slot Potions plus 5. Melee unit, paralysis on all of her attacks. Innate skills, Sprinter, she's immune to paralysis, guard break. Berserker and Devastation are both at 40%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%. She also does have the regular technique link slot potions plus 5, Havoc 20%, Frenzy plus 2, Defibrillator plus 5 seconds. Increase status summon chance against technique attribute enemies. Increase power soul reaper damage to enemies affected by an ailment 40%, and damage to paralyzed enemies 40%. So yeah, just another pretty good farming unit that you can use in co-op IT. Up next, we have this Yachiru, who is a Heart Squad 0 killer unit with the Mind Droplet drop plus 30%. Range unit, no status elements on her attack. She does have a barrier on her SA2. Innate skills, team/party, stamina recovery 20%, sprinter, guard break plus hit hidden enemies. And as a skill, she has the team/party heart attribute strong attack recharge 20%. Basically, when you move in between the stage, your strong attacks have a 20% cooldown reduction. Berserker and Devastation both at 60%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%. Increase Mind Droplets 10%, increase Mind Droplet drop 50%, Frenzy plus 2. Increase Heart character strong attack damage 20%, and multi-barrier plus 2. So if you need droplets, this is a good unit that you can use, and she's also a good support for the heart attribute as well. Alright, so here we have the Swimsuit Joshiro, who is a technique no affiliation killer unit with a soul trait of damage to weaken enemies plus 35%. Range unit, weakening on all of his attacks, Havoc 20%. He's immune to the freeze status element, Sprinter. His Berserker and Devastation are both at 40%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%, increase technique attribute soul reaper damage strong attacks by 20%, increase speed link slot potions plus 10 here, frenzy plus 1, defibrillator plus 5 seconds, increase status chance against speed attribute no affiliation enemies, and the Increased technique damage to enemies affected by an ailment 40% for technique Soul Reapers. Damage to weaken enemies 35%, and guard break. Yeah, just another farming unit that you can use if you want to. Alright, so we have this Yumi Chica here, who is a power or ranker killer unit with a strong attack recharge time minus 12% soul trait. Range unit, no status elements, innate skills, sprinter, havoc, stamina recovery for the party. Bruiser 40%, berserker, and devastation both at 60%. Let's see, increase power attribute character movement speed 30%, increase super link slot potions +5, increase technique link slot potions +5, increase droplet drop 30%, frenzy +1, increase power attribute character strong attack damage 20%, guard break, and plus pierce iron skin. So yeah, when I've done my showcases, I talked about how great of a support unit that this Yumi Chica is for the power attribute. So if you have him and you're farming IT and you really don't feel like playing, just use this unit, put it on auto, and yeah, you'll be pretty much set. Alright, so last but not least, we have the Holly Bell here, who is a Heart Soul Reaper killer unit with a soul trait of damage inflicted at full stem 30%. Range unit, frost on all of her attacks. Innate skills, full stamina only, increased strong attack damage 40%. Sprinter, guard break plus pierce hidden enemies. Her berserker and devastation are both at 40%. Reduce strong attack cooldown 12%. Increase coin drop 70%. Increase mindly slot potions +5. Frenzy +1 to feel better +5 seconds, and damage to frozen enemies 40%. Oh yeah, this is a really old unit, so not much going on with her. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the November end of month banner. We talked about the 3 new units and the featured units. As far as this banner worth something and going, if you want to, I say go for it. The 3 new units are obviously good, and in my opinion, this is one of the best units, best banners that we've gotten this year. But do keep in mind, these characters you see here, like all the way up until, I guess maybe this Yachiro here, yeah. These first 5 units, you could see them come back in post-selection, which post-selection voting should be starting here within the next week and a half. No more than 2 weeks for sure. But yeah, post-selection voting is definitely coming. If you are looking for one of these units in particular, they do have single summon banners that will be releasing throughout the month. So if you don't want to summon on this banner, you just want one of those specific characters, then yeah, be on the lookout for their single summons. But yeah, like I mentioned, post-selection banner will be coming the end of December as well as the end of year banner. So if you want to skip this banner to save up for that, by all means go ahead. If any of these characters are your favorites from the Bleach series and you would like to have them in the game, by all means go ahead and summon. Do what makes you happy. This is a game. Games are meant to be played to have fun, so do whatever you want. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And as usual, until next time.